So I'm a 22-year-old and I'm never having kids. Now, I want to make this very crystal clear because I know this is one of those extremely controversial subjects, but I'm not antinatalist. I'm not antinatalist. I'm going to say that one more time. I am not antinatalist. And in fact, I actually think the antinatalism worldview is absurd. But with the state of the world right now, the state of the economy right now, there's no way that I'm ever bringing a child into this world. Everything keeps getting worse. The dating market is going to keep getting worse. Affordability crisis is going to keep getting worse. The average person, especially Gen Z right now, is already priced out of home ownership. You're priced out of being able to afford the American dream, which includes having children, by the way. But yeah, everything just keeps getting worse. And when it comes to the whole thing with dating, you also have to keep in mind that you have to go through this vetting process where you have to make sure that the woman or the man that you're on a date with doesn't have too many red flags. You have to be on the lookout when it comes to how they carry themselves, how they behave, how they behave even, when you're not meeting with them in person, are they posting weird things on social media? Are they posting thirst traps? Are they, do they have just completely nonsensical worldviews? Things like that. And you have to find out whether the person is a good fit or not for a long-term relationship. So that's another thing as well that you have to keep in mind. Like dating is not this like simple thing that anybody can easily do. Like you have to go through a very thorough vetting process and you have to be able to have a good understanding of whether or not a person is a good fit for a long-term relationship or not, or else, you know, you're going to get screwed over. You're going to be more likely to get cheated on. You're going to be more likely to, just be disrespected if you're not setting boundaries that need to be set, things like that. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind as well. And let's take it a step further. Marriage, which is obviously way more serious than dating. What do most people do when it comes to marriage, right? They get a government license for the marriage and they put themselves in a vulnerable position to where if a divorce happens, all of a sudden all these problems start to occur, whether it's financial, whether it's custody over the child, things like that. And most divorces are initiated by women. That's not me being misogynistic, because I know there's snowflakes out there that are going to be like, "Oh, you're just being misogynistic." No, that is literally a statistical fact. Most divorces are initiated by women. That's just the truth. You can look it up right now. And yeah, I understand like every marriage has a different context. Not every marriage, one person or one specific sex is in the wrong all the time. Every single marriage has a different context. So yeah, the reality is some marriages, the man might truly be the problem, and some of them, the woman might truly be the problem. Every single marriage has its own different situation. But in my opinion, when it comes to the whole subject of marriage, specifically when you do it through the government, when you get a government license for the marriage, it's a complete scam. Straight up, simple as that. And I say that because when you take that route, which is a terrible idea, you in the situation of a divorce, you give them the full authority and the power to determine what happens. Like one person can truly be in the wrong and the government will be like, oh, that person's gonna reap all the benefits of the divorce, and the person who is truly doing their best, and actually the good person that wasn't in the wrong gets punished, right? All because the justice system is literally corrupt and ridiculous. Keep in mind, this is also the same justice system that lets PDF people get released with no significant consequences, no significant punishments, and not a good enough sentencing for them and their actions. Meanwhile, you have people with drug problems that get much harsher sentences and punishments for their actions compared to what the PDF people do, which just constantly get released. But anyways, I don't want to get too sidetracked. I'm never bringing a child into this world. The economy sucks. Dating market is terrible. The job market's terrible. Getting a good paying job is harder than ever. You have an oversaturated job market that's becoming more and more competitive. You have AI making it more difficult as well. That's another thing. You have offshore outsourcing taking place as well. You got so many people with so many red flags. You have the feminists that are being absolutely brainwashed into believing that most men are just, cheaters, or most men are just, these toxic, red pillars that would never be loyal to them, you know. And even some of them taking it to the extreme, thinking like, oh, I don't need a man at all, things like that. And basically, we also have this divide with men and women taking place. You have men that think that all women are bad. You have women that think that all men are bad. You have the red pill, you have the black pill, you have the feminism movement. And all of this, just all it does is just make the divide worse and worse and worse. People can't even connect as much as they used to be able to. Ever since 2020, everything just started going downhill in society. Just everything from dating to the affordability crisis to the job market. The job market really started getting bad in 2023. But yeah, everything else, just human connection nowadays is just at an all-time low. I mean, seriously. You also have the rise of hookup culture becoming more popular, people just can't even have meaningful long-term connections anymore like they used to. You also have things like dating apps becoming more popular as well. Have you guys seen the statistics with dating apps? Like literally the majority of men on dating apps struggle to even get one match because the majority of women on these apps are swiping right the majority of the time. So yeah, if you're a man on dating apps, chances are you're most likely wasting your time, because unless you're one of the small percentage of men that are having success with it, you're not going to be seeing success on those dating apps. I can guarantee you that for the majority of men, because, the only thing you can really judge on these dating apps is literally what you see, like the person's, physical appearance, what their bio says and all that. And people on there, the women on there are just, have literally been programmed to become as picky as possible. So yeah, dating apps are literally a rigged game for men. Some of you guys watching this video might be thinking, what does this have anything to do with having a child? The reality is all of these things influence a person's decision on whether they're going to have a child or not. It's not just me. You have way more men and women that are going to continue to decide to pass on having children. As everything continues to get more expensive, Americans, like I said, I made a video about this already. Home ownership is like basically an impossibility for Gen Z especially. The average American is priced out of home ownership. You're priced out of home ownership. You're struggling to even afford the basic needs right now. Gas prices are ridiculous. It's now reached $4 in my area. Just everything keeps getting worse. Everything. From the affordability crisis to the dating market to the job market. Just everything. Imagine living in a society where it's a struggle to afford your basic needs. People have to work 2 or 3 jobs just to pay for their basic needs. You're not just priced out of, home ownership, you're priced out of affording the American dream as a whole, which, like I said earlier, includes having a child. It includes having a child, sending them to school, paying for their school, you know, things like that. That's not happening for me. For me personally, I'm never having a child, never bringing a child into a world like this. We live in a sick world. And if people knew the types of people that are really running this world right now, imagine if the average person knew the types of people that are running this world right now. The same types of people that are in the Epstein files. Those are the same types of people that are running the world. Those are the same types of people that started the Iran conflict, which is making gas prices worse, which in turn is going to trickle into making groceries more expensive, electricity more expensive. Everything else is going to get more expensive because of that. I've already made videos about this. Go check them out if you haven't seen them. But anyways, I thank you guys for watching this video. If you watched it this far, I'm never having a child. Everything just sucks in the society. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just being truthful. Ask the average person right now how they're doing financially, if they're open to discussing. Most of the time, I can guarantee you, most of them are going to tell you it's a struggle. It's a struggle to afford basic needs. It's a struggle to afford homes. The average salary is literally astronomically lower than the average cost of a home. One more thing, I have nothing but respect for the moms and dads out there that are truly just trying their best to take care of their family, despite how much of a struggle it is. Like I said in my video when I first started it, I'm not antinatalist at all. I have nothing but respect for the moms and dads out there that are just trying their best, even though everything keeps getting worse. Everything's ridiculously expensive, and hyperinflation will happen eventually. That's when the struggle will get really, really bad. But yeah, it's going to get a lot worse in the future, unfortunately. But yeah, I have nothing but respect for those out there that are doing that. Anyways, I'm out.